Hi folks, right, actually getting round to this one. It's the Goth music balance. Just before I go on to that, something I got today, a nut and bolt, and it is a nut and bolt. There's the nut and there's the bolt, and to give you an idea, I've had too much. But nut and bolt, if I screw the nut onto the bolt about three-quarter way up, if you have a look, I'll show you what it does. And there you go folks, how bloody cool is that? Nut and bolt, bloody works. Power of the mind. But yeah, it is a nut and bolt. Okay, yeah, Goth music balance. I do talk about this every now and then. I like to bring it up every now and then because I talk to some people, it makes them think, but then there's other people out there that probably have questions, wonder, never really get an answer, so you can bring it up every now and then and see if it does anything. It's my opinion, so don't go around thinking it's the overall Goth opinion. So the first bit, Goth, yeah, it's like I've said in the past, Goth is primarily, and most people will say, yeah, it's a music based subculture. I'm always a bit 50-50 on that. I think it was music come fashion come attitudes. I think if there wasn't an attitude there, if there wasn't something within you to build this subculture, it probably wouldn't have happened. People, we know a lot of it comes from punk and lots of the other stuff that was around at the time. It was pulled in. I'll have a bit of this, I'll have a bit of that. What are we going to call it? And it sort of became Goth. But when you think, if you're in one subculture, or you got at least one foot in it, whatever, and you're suddenly veering it off to another subculture, like we say punk, and you veer off, become like lots of people Goth, then you was into that music, you was into punk. And as you're veering off into this other subculture, you're taking music with you. How many bands that we look back at, oh yeah, Goth bands of the 80s and everything that were actually punk, or there were some other genre, even sort of nicking it out of some other subcultures. So it wasn't as though you went step and you stepped into this massive Goth music, because it wasn't there. It slowly emerged. So yeah, I'm still on the belief of, I think it was music, it was fashion, the want of a new style, and it was what was in. those people at that time that wanted a change. So yeah, but okay, let's call it a sort of music subculture, music based. Now, as time's gone on, we do get a lot of people that sort of think, oh, you're not really goth if you don't just listen to goth music. And I've heard it, and I've heard it from lots of people. But we've heard lots of different things. Yeah, you've got to listen to that full stop, or you're not goth. You've got to listen to it this amount of something, or you're not goth, or it's something, or you're not goth, or you might just have your foot in, or whatever. So that's all I'm going to say about the goth bit, because it was just that one word at the beginning, which I think is a bit of a melting pot. I don't think it was just that. It was a spark, and it became a melting pot, and things melted into it. But let's get to the second bit, music. Would it be right to say, if you're in a subculture, that has to be the music? Obviously, if you look around all the subcultures, they've all got their style of music, their genre. And yeah, everybody says, that's me, that's metal, reggae, whatever it is, that's part of my subculture. But does that make music subdued in that little ball? You're goth, you're within a subculture, and you listen to the music of the subculture. Does that mean that you can nip a little bit outside of that genre? Can you nip a fair bit out of it? Whatever. Or is the world your oyster? And I would say the world's your oyster. And if it isn't your oyster, then you should bloody well make it to be your oyster. Music is on this bloody planet, it's on this world. I think it's strung throughout the universe. If you get scientists, they listen out there and they find music out there. Yeah, it's not the Beatles or anybody, it's not Robert Smith, it's not Susie, it's stuff that sounds musical, but it's the universe making its own music. So music, in a sense, is out there, music is here. How many people say you go for a walk and the beautiful music of the trees on a breezy day, and the music of the birds with the breeze, the music that the sea makes. So yeah, it might not be somebody sitting down composing, but music as such is there. And even composed, it's there, it's a part of this world. And although we live within a subculture, go a step out that door, and out there it's not a great big holiday park, it's not a great big holiday goth park. You're not going to see all gothy stuff out there. It isn't the be all and end all of the world. We're a subculture living in a world, and in that world there's all this flipping music, all these genres, all these layers of music, all there for a reason, all there for a purpose. They uplift you, they make you sad, they make you cry, they make you laugh. They make new memories, they bring back old memories. They comfort people. They probably put the crap up people, some music. It's this big streak through the world, through the universe. And should we ever say to ourselves, out of this, I'm going to subdue myself to that bit? Of course you're bloody not. I've mentioned this before, how much is music in your world that's nothing to do with your genre, nothing to do with anything near your genre, but if it went like that, you'd go, it's gone bloody quiet. What's happened? Where's it all gone? Because you don't bloody realise it's there. I could walk into town today, not put my earphones in, the earbuds, and I probably wouldn't take much notice, but between here and town, how much music would come into my life. Car go past, playing music, might not necessarily realise. Go past the house, music. Go past the church, music coming out. How many different ways is that music going to come to you just walking up the road? You get to town, you go in one shop, music, another shop, music. You go to the cinema, you go to watch a film, what happens while you're sitting there? Music. Go into the mall, music. Somewhere else, music. You're walking around town, you'll hear it coming out of cafes, you'll hear it there. You don't realise how much music is in your life. You don't come home and go, wow, what a bloody musical trip today. But it's there, and it's nothing to do with Goth, it's nothing to do with whatever genre of music you like or whatever. You might be lucky and find a bit somewhere, but generally it's there, and you go, oh yeah, but whatever. But I'm telling you, if it wasn't there, you'd know it wasn't there, and it just won't be right. And some people say to themselves, yeah, well, I love Goth. Yeah, you can throw some heavy in, you can do. But again, you don't realise just what you do listen to, and it has an effect on your life. You watch something on TV, you watch a film at the cinema, you watch a film on a DVD, whatever, there's music. And you can say to yourself, oh yeah, I'm Goth, I like Goth music. And I watch a lot of films that are Goth. But then if I said, right, get those films, sit down with them and go through all the music and sort of try and write down what you think of each one, how much of that would be totally different to your genre? It flipping would. People say, oh, classical music, I don't like classical music. Then they'll say, oh, I love that film, oh, I love that, I love that. Yeah, full of bloody classical music. And you don't realise that you were crying at that bit because the bloody music was making you cry. You was happy at that bit because the bloody music was making you happy. You never realise that when you're watching something, how the music uplifts that scene. Take that music away, if you're going, yeah, pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah, but put that music in there and those two lovers are really in love. Put that music in there and that vampire is really a vampire. And a lot of it is classical. Modern classical, but it's classical. Some of it is using the old. How many people, if I said to you The Sound of Music, how many of you would go, Julie Andrews up on that flipping hillside, swinging around, and you'd know the bit of bloody music as well. So whether you're in that genre or not, it's there and it's important to you. So yeah, music, I think whether you're Goth, whether you're into heavy rock or whatever, yeah, love your genre. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but don't subdue anything. Some stuff you like, some you'll sort of like, some you'll bloody love to pieces. and do it. Don't be afraid because you're goth or anything to have a bloody record collection there, a CD collection there, and it's a mixture of all bloody sorts. And don't feel you got to go and sling a black cloth over it because friends are coming round and they'll be bloody pointing the finger, because it don't bloody matter. It might not be their cup of tea, but it's your cup of tea, have it, because you can bet your bottom dollar they might not bloody admit it, but they'll have their cup of tea at home. So yeah, I've come across people online that don't think, and they go, oh, if these sort of goths come into this club, I'd flipping have them out. If goths listen to that or something, they're not goths, I'd freaking... And I've gone and looked at the profile at all their likes and dislikes, and there is Beyonce and goodness knows who, and I think, what the frickin' hell are you talking about? You're condemning people for stuff that's... yours is even probably worse. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, whatever subculture you belong to or don't belong to, have a wide outlook on music. Don't bloody blink yourself to it, because there'll be bloody music out there that will make you happy, it'll make you cry, it'll make you sad, it'll uplift, it'll do all sorts of things. Why would you want to throw that out of your life? You go anywhere in the world, any country, they've got music. They've got their own sort of music. You find a tribe in the middle of the Amazon jungle that have probably never seen the outside world before, and guess what? They'll have music. Whoever you find, wherever it is in the world, whether they've been in the mainstream or not, they'll have their music. Might not be our music, but they will play music. Music that they'll love, music that dance to, even if it's banging two bloody sticks together that make you want to do that, they'll do it. So it is important. Don't go casing yourself in. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Enough of it. So really that comes to the balance. Okay, you don't have to go drastically on your own side, you don't have to go drastically to the other, but flipping heck, at least find a balance you're happy with, and don't let anybody tell you can't do it, because you flipping can. And if you go to a golf club and somebody likes something and requests something, or a DJ puts something on, it's no good going, bloody hell, this is a bloody golf club, what the hell's that doing in the middle of it? Don't freaking matter. You could be all goths, and if somebody puts bloody Akadu on, I think you remember what Akadu is, somebody puts Akadu on, they're not all going to look at it and go, what? Bloody Akadu. You can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be lots of people up there freaking Akaduing. Doesn't matter whether they look like a flipping Hell's Angel, whether they look like a goth, whether they look like a punk, whether they're into rap or whatever. It's fun, and they'll just get up there and have a bloody laugh. So let's find a flipping balance and have bloody fun. Music is part of flipping life. Can't you tell I use music all the bloody time for my videos? Well, I do, I sing it in my head. So on that point, I'm going to finish as I would start. You can have a tot if you like. I'm going to have a tot of the old chili. So folks, music, balance. If you don't want to balance, go bloody all out. Have some bloody fun.